what's up? It's been a while, doing this little thing called finals in school. It's going okay. Let's talk. I need a creative outlet, I love YouTube because my moon's in the 5th house, so my intense emotions, I need a creative outlet. And this is exactly it. Like, what else would a philosopher be doing except YouTube? I mean, yeah, you might become a professor of philosophy, but like Henry David Thoreau said, professor of philosophy is not a philosopher. So I wanna get y'all more familiar with your archetypes. Like, yes, your name is Mary or Bob, but the day in which you were born is literally a season, and your personality is a personification of those different seasons affecting you. Now, I believe that humans, they're a more complete synthesis of animals. Like, I'm a jaguar in Mayan, but I'm a rabbit in Chinese astrology, yet I'm an Aquarius man in Western astrology. Like, all these different archetypes are helping you to identify with the sort of primal source instead of just man himself. I found out recently that the Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, cuckoo actually, like a cuckoo bird, was the god of the winds. He didn't only create the calendar or whatnot, like he was the god of wind. So whenever I have an intense thought, the breeze does enhance. And, it did for Emerson as well. I'm not crazy, I mean, why would I lie to myself just to get attention? No. I mean, I'm saying this because it's real. I don't have time to fucking dilly-dally, So Quetzalcoatl was the wind god, and if his archetype is returning during 2012, people will be noticing that they are affecting the weather, like shamans did back in the day. And in Arguelles' dream spell calendar, which a lot of people don't think is accurate, but I do. I think it's completely accurate because I have such a profound connection, I think, with Pinchbeck. And out of 260, we're the exact same thing, yellow spectral star, which is the perfect helping partner for the creator of the dream spell calendar, Jose Arguelles. He's blue spectral monkey. So in dream spell, I am star, which is, pretty good for an astrologer, I'd say, gazing out into nothingness. And the Mayan equivalent for that is the sign of Lamont, which is actually Venus, which is actually Quetzalcoatl. Very interesting, I think. Finally, Lamont is also, it's not only Venus in Mayan astrology, but it's also the rabbit, and that's what I am exactly in Western astrology. I mean, Chinese astrology as well. Kind of cool, huh? I'm thinking, we burned thousands of Mayan manuscripts. Those bloody priests who are actually going to go to hell more for that than for not devil worshipping. Like, they got rid of the Mayan scriptures because they thought it was the devil. Ironically, that is more of a sin than what they thought was the devil. So, all those people, they're going to hell. Cortez going to hell, if there is one, But I'm wondering, the Mayans, strictly from the 4 scriptures that we saved, not including, their architecture, they're still so much smarter than us with the mathematics and everything. So I'm wondering if those other thousands of transcripts, mentioned Pluto, Uranus, Neptune. I mean, it's quite obvious that they were ahead mathematically. And if we didn't burn all that stuff, who knows the amount of information we would have from them. We all need a moment of silence, I believe, for the Mayans. It's one of the saddest events in human history. Well, let's move on with my rant. The Mayans, they sacrificed their victims, yes, their their warrior enemies, but they also sacrificed their kings and people of high class because sacrificing wasn't always a punishment. You gotta understand that sacrificing actually assisted that soul through the underworlds. Like, if you just die normally, you have to go through all this stuff in the underworlds, like in Hades, 9 levels of the underworld in Mayan mythology. Through sacrificing, you get to go straight up to the gods, to the Jababa Bay, the Milky Way. And so sacrificing was to help them. It wasn't supposed to be scary, and it was intense, but it's not it's a much more positive light, their intentions. It wasn't just to cause fear. That was the Aztecs, crazy motherfuckers. The Mayans specifically were a little more peaceful, yet they did do some sacrificing. But it was strictly because it could help you through the underworld. It wasn't to just get you out of this world, you know. And what I want my channel to do is to sort of assist people who know that we're living in important times, but we don't know why. Like, don't you just feel kind of special? I mean, yeah, there's a whole world of history, you know, every time thinks their time is special. But don't you feel special to live in this time? It's not only the turn of the millennium. It's not only the end of the Mayan calendar. It's not only human space travel, and it's not only, you know, it's not only a combination of the internet to where we can freely exchange this kind of information, but I truly believe we were selected to chill here at this time, you know, in this world, in this star system, in this Milky Way. And this truly is the golden age. Like, yeah, there's a lot more shitty shit, but that allows the fertilizer to help the plant grow more. That's probably a bad metaphor, isn't it? So in a sense, we're trying to capture, I'm trying to capture, the essential moments of an Übermensch. Like the Übermensch of Nietzsche is not only one of intelligence. Nietzsche says we gotta not only learn to think differently, but feel differently. I mean, what other philosopher acknowledges the emotional effect more than Nietzsche? No one. Everyone's like, well, if the mind is objective, you know, we gotta zoom out and become a third person. But Nietzsche is saying that if we grasp our ego and fully, you know, immerse ourselves in our being, that's how we become creative, and that's how we inspire others. It's not by being objective whatsoever. And especially if you want to be psychic. Like, all my Pisces makes me very sensitive and intuitive. And if I had the, say, Earth trine of David Hume, he's the last person probably who would accept, you know, psychic shit. Or James Randi's fire trine. I have a water trine of intuition. So I believe this is definitely a necessary recipe for psychics. I mean, I think the point of history was to be free spiritually, not just politically. Yeah, we need healthcare. Yeah, we need rights in gay marriage. And yeah, we should do stem cells. But of which their only argument is of the Bible, which is complete ridiculousness. But it's mainly to be free spiritually after you're free politically. Like, we need to not only live dangerously, but think dangerously. And in a sense, being psychic is not a choice. It's not a choice. You can turn it off once you know you have it. But if you know you have it, you knew it wasn't a choice at all. Message. One last thing, y'all. That video I made showing how it's the Renaissance right now. Well, I totally forgot. 1972 through 1992, the harmonic convergence happened. 1987, so it's also resonant of that. So we're gonna have I don't know, kind of a wake-up call in the summer. It's just like, if time is condensing 20 times shorter according to the Mayans, and you know, like 50 times shorter according to the I Ching 64 hexagrams graph, I mean, who knows what's happened. I like this channel because I get to show you the true mystery in which we're all living in.